What's up guys, welcome back to the channel once again. My name is Julie Reaction, and if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, share and comment on my videos. So today we are going to discuss about this woman who has gone viral because she was lecturing Jamaicans. She had said that Jamaicans are ignorant of their own culture and history. She had said that Jamaican accent was not influenced by African but was influenced by Irish people. She has also said that if you are not owning the Jamaican passport, you will not be identified as a Jamaican. So guys, I want us to watch this combination of videos till the end, and I'll be back with more commentary. All credits goes back to the original creator of the videos.
Ministry of Education, I have a bone to pick with you. Why are so many Jamaicans ignorant of their own history? Why so much dunce people in my comment section? Oh my God, people, stop it. The Jamaican accent is not an African dialect. The Jamaican accent, like everything associated with modern Jamaican heritage, is in fact the byproduct of the cultural melting pot that our motto embraces. In fact, in terms of cadence, it's most similar to an Irish accent.
I've been shook enough now, to be honest, since the racing is a bit tired now and the legs are like jelly, but yeah, I suppose we did a bit of celebrating and did the podium thing and got to put on the podium pants as well.
You see, as early as 1656, Oliver Cromwell ordered 2,000 Irish children to be taken to Jamaica and sold to English settlers. The extent of Irish immigration to Jamaica was so prolific in the centuries to follow that 25% of Jamaican citizens can claim Irish ancestry. And this includes Bob Marley and Marcus Garvey. So if you never know, now you know. Again, out of many, one people. Number one, Jamaica is not an African nation. It's not a black country. We identify as an ethnically diverse society. People, please just stop it. Out of many, one people, Jamaicans. We do not hyphenate and we do not encourage separation by race. Number two, this one's mine. This is my granny one. This one is my mom's, and this is grandpa. Yeah, it's hardcover. Grandpa died a long time ago. If you are planning a trip to Jamaica and you don't own one of these, you're going to have to book a return flight from where you came. These are the rules. I'm just laying it down for you. If you go to Jamaica and you don't have one of these, immigration will stamp your passport and give you a set amount of time that you're allowed to stay in Jamaica. And if you overstay, you're welcome. We put you back on a plane and we send you back. You, not me, you back to the country for which you came.
Jamaican, right?
Oh God, here we go. I know you're trying to take it.
There's ignorant Jamaicans. Huh?
The video going around of what appears to be a Chinese Jamaican woman really coming for black African people from Jamaica, particularly those of us who live foreign, yeah, in relation to issues of blackness, Africanness, and the possession of a passport or lack thereof. People are sending me this video and ask me what I have to say about it. And the reality is, I don't have nothing to say to she. Any non-African person from Jamaica or anywhere else in the world that has a problem with Africans from Jamaica, yard or foreign, asserting our Africanness and our blackness, that a feeding problem. This is not something that we should feel the need to justify, apologize for, or even explain, especially when you consider the colonial and neo-colonial experience of African Jamaicans and how that results in the migration of African Jamaicans, as well as the extent to which the colonizer attempted to sever us from a sense of heritage and a sense of culture. That alone tell you everything what you need to know about the mentality of the smaddy when make that the video there. So when I have not more to say about that except to affirm the teaching of Marcus Mosiah Garvey when Africans of his time were being challenged in relation to our affirmation and assertion of racial and cultural pride. Let contrary sentiments and cross opinions go to the winds. We are entitled to our own opinions and not obligated or bound by the opinions of others. Awo. Having said that, I was listening to Running African, hosted by Sister Kabo Ma'at Keru Wadeya, and she featured a story on some events and conversations that were taking place in Jamaica on this issue. Take a listen.
You notice that there is a big conversation going on here in Jamaica right now about Mark Golding and whether or not he's black or white. And you heard a response where, you know, we have all kinds of people, because the motto is out of many one. So this is what we're hearing now, right? That, we have Chinese Jamaican, we have Indian Jamaican, and so on. And the person who was speaking, I think it might have been Mr. Morgan himself, you know, called out every other race Jamaican apart from African Jamaican. That in itself was telling.
So it does seem, yes, that the African Jamaicans' assertion and affirmation of our Africanness does seem to make some people very, very uncomfortable. And we should be aware of this and what agenda it serves. But beyond that, make we assert our Africanness and our blackness without fear or favor. And not make nobody make you feel shame or make you feel like you do them something wrong when you assert your blackness and your Africanness. Our heritage and our culture cannot be bound by a passport and cannot be dictated to us by anybody other than ourselves if we are guided by the principle of self-determination.
Chinese Jamaican women is teaching Jamaican descendants their history.
Comprehension issues. So we're going to try this again. There is a fundamental difference between Chinese laborers that were brought to Jamaica in the 1800s as indentured laborers and Chinese corporations linked to the People's Republic of China that is a communist government. So over here, we have these people, and they don't like these people, but they're the same people technically. So these people move from Yasso and come over Yasso with these people here. All right? These people soon come back. Now, when these people arrive, there are these people, as you can see, there's plenty Coca-Cola, we have ginger beer, Inca Cola, and orange cola. All right? Now, at first, these people didn't get along because they are separated by culture and language. But eventually, these people started to understand each other, and they're like, one day, hey, let's run a boat. So then these people brought their ingredients to the pot, and these people took from their culture and put their ingredients into the pot. This is out of many sodas, one stew.
I'm so tired of this narrative. It is simply not true, and I don't know where it started. I don't know who is trying to create this propaganda that Africans don't accept us in the diaspora. It is not true. A great majority of them love us and embrace us and want us to come over there and connect with them. Sure, you have a few that may be saying, oh, you know, don't come over here, but I mean, it's one and two, and most of them are just not in their right minds. Just like you have piece of shit Jamaicans, but I'm not going around and saying, oh, Jamaica is hell because you have a few people who aren't very nice. Check the comment section of the last video that I posted. It is full of comments from the continent, all over the continent. Even on Instagram, I have 50,000 followers on Instagram. About 90% of them are Africans. Africans love us, especially Jamaicans. Okay, maybe they don't like Black Americans so much, right? And you can understand, you know, I love my Black American brothers and sisters, but y'all are hard to deal with sometimes, especially when you come to other places where other African people are. You know, you come with your entitlement, you come with your attitude, you come with your complaining. Like, it's very difficult to deal with y'all because you're American, you know, and that's just the truth. But we love in the same way, you know, but it's just hard to deal with. But Africans love Jamaicans. They love Jamaicans. Ghana, they act just like us. They actually act like us. That's how much they love us. Come on. And the rest of Ethiopia.
I just want to repeat the question. Are you Jamaican or African? The question in and of itself is inherently flawed and reeks of bad faith. Because one, Jamaica is a country and Africa is a continent. Secondly, when that question, are you Jamaican or are you African, is asked, the question is not about a ancestry, it's about a present day identity. Jamaicans are very much aware and claim their African ancestry. Many claiming the modern state of Ghana, claiming that the majority of enslaved Jamaicans came from the Gold Coast, while others lay claim to the modern state of Nigeria, claiming terms such as Red Igbo and words like Uno being their rationale. And there's even a few who cite Sierra Leone as their ancestral place of origin due to the fact that many enslaved Jamaicans actually were sent back to Sierra Leone and the similarity between Jamaican patois and
Jamaica is not an African nation. It's not a black country. We identify as an ethnically diverse society. People, please, just stop it. Out of many, one people, Jamaicans, we do not hyphenate and we do not encourage separation by race. Number two, this one's mine. This is my granny one. This one is my mom's. And this is grandpa. If you are planning a trip to Jamaica and you don't own one of these, you're going to have to book a return flight from where you came. These are the rules. I'm just laying it down for you. If you go to Jamaica and you don't have one of these, immigration will stamp your passport and give you a set amount of time that you're allowed to stay in Jamaica. And if you overstay, you're welcome. We put you back on a plane.
We suffer every day. Can you imagine? We have been here for centuries and we're still lagging around. If we to start a business in Jamaica, it's one of the hardest things to start a business. While the Chinaman come from China, come to Jamaica, start a business, none tax for 5 years. And by the time the 5 years coming in to start pay tax, he making cousin and he never and uncle come and him gone. So and listen.
Y'all pray for our people in Jamaica. What them Chinese people is taking them through there? What is going on? Y'all told us y'all own them beaches. Y'all told us y'all own Jamaica. Y'all told us y'all. Child, I need my black Jamaicans to get in the comments and let us know what is going on out there. Shoot.
The Chinese pretty much own Jamaica. I mean, the Jamaican government is giving them concessions, land concessions. They're building hotels, beach resorts. They're building 2 schools for the Japanese, for the Jamaicans. And what the Jamaicans have to give them in turn is the right to certain lands, the right to certain waterways. And if it doesn't stop, Jamaica, ironically, the land of Marcus Garvey and Bob Marley, will be the first Chinese colony in the Caribbean.
Wow.
It's getting bad. And you know why it's happening? Because the black bourgeoisie leadership in both Africa and the Caribbean, they don't have to live with the consequences of the economic decisions they make.
Welcome back, and I hope you have watched that video and you have seen how that Irish woman has come out and lectured Jamaican on their own history and culture. She has also said that if you do not own a Jamaican passport, you should not be identified as Jamaican. And this statement immediately triggered strong reaction from Jamaicans both at home and in diaspora. Now let's look at why Jamaican history is complex. The highland was shaped by indigenous people, European colonization, African slavery, and later migration from many parts of the world. This is no denying that the Irish, Scottish, English, Indian, Lebanese, and many other communities have all contributed to modern Jamaica. However, it's also true that the overwhelming majority of enslaved people brought to Jamaica came from West and Central Africa. Their tradition, beliefs, music, food, spirituality, and way of speaking became the foundation of much of what we now recognize as Jamaican culture. That brings us to the Jamaican language called patois. Many linguists explain that patois developed through a mixture of English vocabulary and the grammar and speech pattern of several West African languages. Enslaved Africans created this language while living under colonial rule, allowing them to communicate with one another while preserving elements of their own culture. So while English certainly played a major role, many scholars also recognize African languages as having a profound influence on how Jamaican patois evolved. This is why many Jamaicans strongly reject the claim that the language is primarily Irish in origin. Now, let's discuss the passport issue. Can someone only be a Jamaican if they hold a Jamaican passport, or can someone be a citizen of his own country if he only hold a passport of his own country? That question is more complicated than it first appears. Millions of Jamaicans and their descendants live in countries such as United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, and elsewhere. Some hold dual citizenship, others were born overseas but maintain deep family ties, cultural traditions, and emotional connection to Jamaica. Many people believe that identity is about more than a travel document. It includes family history, heritage, upbringing, and personal connection. Of course, legal citizenship and cultural identity are not always the same thing, and different people may define them differently. And as people who were born in Jamaica, they do not need to have a Jamaican passport so that they could be identified as Jamaicans. Even as here in Africa, if you are legal born here, you do not need to have the passport so that you can be identified as an Kenyan. No, if you have that birth certificate or a national ID, you are good to go. It's not necessary to have a passport to be identified as the citizen of this nation. The viral reaction also reflects something else. Many Jamaicans felt that comment minimizing African contribution to Jamaican culture ignored central of history and the sacrifice made by enslaved Africans whose resilience helped shape the nation. For them, protecting that history is not about including anyone else. It's about ensuring that historical facts are not forgotten or rewritten. At the same time, Jamaicans have also been a multicultural society. We know that Jamaicans have different racism. We have Indian Jamaicans, we have Chinese Jamaicans, we have black Jamaicans. Indian Jamaicans have different multicultural society. Recognizing Africa's central role does not erase the contribution of Irish, Indian, Chinese, Syrian, or European, and many other communities that also help build modern Jamaica. History is strongest when it acknowledges every chapter instead of focusing on only one. Perhaps the biggest lesson from this video is that conversation about identity should be based on evidence, historical research, and mutual respect rather than insult or social media argument. It's okay to ask difficult questions. It's okay to debate history. But it's even more important to listen, learn, and understand where different perspectives come from. Jamaica's greatest strength has also been its ability to transform diverse influence into something uniquely Jamaican. Whether it's reggae, dancehall, patois, athletics, or the country's vibrant spirit, Jamaica's identity reflects a rich and layered history that deserve careful discussion. As this discussion continues online, hopefully it encourages more people to study Jamaican history, explore the origin of its language, and appreciate the many cultures that have shaped the island over generations. Now guys, do you believe a passport determines whether someone is Jamaican or a citizen of his own country? How do you view the relationship between Jamaican's African heritage and its multicultural history? Share your thoughts at the comment section respectively, and if you enjoyed this commentary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss future discussion on cultural history and current affairs of the Caribbean. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. One love, God bless.